Now, picking up from where we left off, this video will be about identifying the different types of matrices. Matrices can be identified by the number of rows and columns it has. And in the previous example, this matrix has exactly 1, 2, 3 rows and 1, 2, 3, 4 columns in total. Therefore, we call that kind of matrix, in short, a 3 by 4 matrix. That will be the order of that matrix. Let us go on to try some more examples. What is the order of the following matrix? The first thing you do is count the number of rows in this matrix. So we have exactly 2 rows. Now we move on to the columns. How many columns do you see in this matrix? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Therefore, this matrix is called a 2 by 5 matrix. Let us try a few more. Feel free to pause the video and answer the questions on your own. What is the order of the following matrix? You're correct. It is a 1 by 4 matrix because it has 1 row and 4 columns. In mathematics, we call these types of matrices row matrices. What about this matrix now? What is its order? This, my friend, is a 5 by 1 matrix because it has 5 rows and 1 column. And just like before, this has a special name. It is called a column matrix because of its singular column. The next 2 matrices I'm going to introduce to you are very common within this course. What are the orders of these matrices? The first one has 2 rows and 2 columns, and the second one has 3 rows and 3 columns respectively. We call these kinds of matrices square matrices because they have equal numbers of rows and columns. The next example is considered to be a trick question. Would you consider these 2 to be matrices? The answer is no. A matrix cannot have any missing elements in any of its rows or columns. In other words, it cannot be incomplete. And we should not assume that because it's an empty space that the number 0 is inside of it. Right now, there's no element in that space. Therefore, these are incomplete. There are other types of matrices that we need to discuss, and the first being the null matrix, which is a matrix in which all of its elements are the number 0, as shown in this diagram. The next kind of matrix to talk about is a diagonal matrix. This is a square matrix in which all of the elements are 0 except those that are along the main diagonal. By this I mean the elements running from the top left to the bottom right hand corner of your matrix. So we have 2 examples. We have 7 and minus 5 on the main diagonal for the 2 by 2 matrix, and we have 2, negative 3, 3 on the main diagonal of the 3 by 3 matrix. The last kind of matrix that we need to discuss is called the unit or identity matrix. Now this one is a special diagonal matrix in which the diagonal elements are all equal to the number 1. This matrix is usually denoted by the symbol capital I in italics, and this matrix is similar to the number 1 in mathematics for multiplication. Any matrix multiplied by the identity matrix will remain the same. So these are 2 examples of identity matrices, 1 0 0 1 and 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. The ones are along the main diagonal.